Welcome everyone to introducing the podcast. Hey, y'all. I am your girl, Smart Video Girl, and you have tuned into Introducing Podcast. Thank you so much for being here. This is joy overflow for me. Okay, joy overflow. Excuse the background noise. You might hear some. What's my printer? I decided to print something right before the show. I digress though. All right, so we are here. We are here introducing the podcast. We are getting into it. Okay, we have been good. It's done. We have been studying the universal laws. I have been teaching the universal laws. You have been attending, introducing Earth School here, getting the 411 on the universal laws and how we can apply them to our lives. And I'm so excited because, y'all, we have gotten to the 12th law. Y'all, we have done it. We have gone from the law of divine oneness all the way to today, which is the law of gender, okay? The law of gender, or the yin and yang. There's so many different names for it, but the law of gender. And each law has built upon the last, showing us the patterns and how we can create alignment, how we can create balance in our lives. So tonight's theme, tonight's show, we are all about balancing the masculine and feminine energy within all of us and all of creation. That should make you say a hallelujah. Hallelujah. It makes me so happy. All right, so yes, 12. We are here at 12. So as you know, who can give us the first 11? Lay it on me. I'm surprised we haven't had it already. You know, you guys have been pretty diligent about coming in here with your notes ready. So can you give me the first 11 laws? Who got them for me? Let me know. All right. But we have been talking about the universal laws, and really what we've been looking at are tools for self-mastery, alignment, and conscious living. Okay. These laws, if you can keep them in mind in your personal development, as you learn to align with yourself, right? Then you can, this is a good basis. It's a really good start. It's a really good start. I think we have an answer. The next okay, so nobody gave me the things. We're gonna keep it moving because you know what? I have a feeling tonight's show's gonna get kind of rather long. Okay, and you guys know I don't do long shows, but I feel the energy in this room, and it's giving me long show energy. Okay, so here we go. The first 11 laws that we have looked at, the first 11 laws that we have learned, that you guys have taken notes, and if you missed any, make sure you go back and check it out, are the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction, the law of inspired action, the law of perpetual mutation of energy, the law of cause and effect, the law of compensation, the law of relativity, the law of polarity, and the law of rhythm. And tonight we are talking about the law of gender, okay? We're talking about the law of gender, okay? So let's see. What we have here, when we mix all this together, right? We're going to mix it all together and see what we get. We have the law of oneness that says everything is connected, right? We have everything in connectedness, the law of oneness. Then we have the law of vibration that says that everything moves, everything has a vibration. So all the things that are connected all move, okay? So let's keep it simple. And then the law of polarity, which was number 10, which opposites exist for balance, okay? So in all of this oneness, there are opposites, there are polarities, there are the differences that we talk about. Because when we talked about the law of oneness, we said one of the main things is everything is not the same. Okay. All right, we're connected, but we are not the same. The law of polarity shows us the spectrum on which we can be on this human experience, okay? The differences, the polarities, okay? And then the rhythm shows us that everything moves in cycles. So when you mix all of these four key laws together, what do you get? Now you arrive at this law where it ties everything together. This is the law of gender, okay? This is the law of gender. And the law of gender states that everything in creation has male and feminine, masculine and feminine principles, energy, okay? Everything in creation has masculine and feminine energy, okay? This is important to understand. All right. And when we understand, I was having a conversation earlier today, and the conversation did come up about masculine and femininity, and it was more in the natural sense of man and woman, right? But what we're talking about is energy, and it's embodied in all things, in all creation. Okay, so there is a masculine and feminine energy within each of us. There's masculine, feminine energy in all species and all beings. Okay, and we'll get into that more when as we go into this law about what that actually looks like. Okay, but know that. Okay, that's the bottom line. Okay, everything in creation has masculine and feminine principles. It's not about male or female identities, but the energy. Okay, energy. And so let's look at what that actually looks like. So masculine energy is more identified with logic, action, structure, doing, assertiveness, okay? The masculine energy is more of your doing, right? It's more of the physical, okay? Feminine energy, intuition, flow, creation, nurturing, being, receptivity. Okay, a lot of these things may be attributed or traits that we attribute to women, but this is feminine energy. And we're going to talk about in this show how we use that energy to bring harmony into our beautiful lives. Okay, because balance is the key. Too much of one creates imbalance in our lives, relationships, and work. And this is, if I'm being honest, I don't want to digress, and I don't want to make this conversation about relationships, but when we look at relationships, there is a tendency, especially in our communities, for there to be instead of looking at these energies are roles. And so men and boys are often not in touch with their feminine energy because it's not necessarily, in the natural sense, it's not masculine. Okay. All right. But the whole point is to have a healthy balance in your being. Okay. So, let's get in touch with it. Let's love it. Okay. So why is it important to understand the law of gender? Why is it important? Because I just broke down what it is, okay? And we want to understand it. So in in nothing is purely masculine or feminine, okay? Even a man and a woman is not pure. A woman is not purely feminine. She has to do work, right? She has to she has to be assertive. A man is not just masculine. He has to use his intuition. He has to receive things as well. So but there's a balance in it, okay? So it's important to understand this from the spiritual and not the natural sense, so that you can start to um, appreciate that energy within yourself. This is part of aligning with who you are. Okay. All right. So again, nothing is purely masculine or feminine, and there is this balance and harmony that is created. Okay. And one of the things is this right here. So you'll see this. I know a lot of people. This is one sample of the yin and yang. I chose this one because it kind of encompasses a lot of different things, but it is that symbol that we're used to seeing, and that is this masculine, feminine energy, this light, dark flow. So this is like polarity, rhythm, oneness, by all in one beautiful symbol. Okay, it's all in one. Then there's a flow, then there's a rhythm. So at one point there's more masculine than feminine energy and all of that, but there's a harmony in that. Okay, and they work together. And so how do we apply that in our lives, that so we can get away from the role of man and woman? Right here, an example here is a dream, which would be feminine energy, right? This intuition, that's the mystic, that's the subconscious mind. It must act, it must be acted upon. So there's a masculine energy, there's a doing in that to manifest it, right? So I was thinking about my book. You have to do the work, right? You have to do the work. I think I wrote that out somewhere. Yeah. There's a harmony in doing the work and keeping the faith. It's your authentic self. That is your masculine and feminine energy. To do the work is the masculine. Keeping the faith is your feminine. That's an alignment to being your authentic self. All right? All right. So, working with the law as well, understanding the law. Overemphasis of the masculine energy will result in things like burnout, overworking, rigid thinking. You because you're so logical, right? There's no flexibility, right? There's no feminine energy. Okay, feminine overemphasis on feminine energy is stagnation, because we've been in la la land, right? You're in la la land. That's stagnation. Okay, lack of direction, ungrounded ideas. This is energy. Okay, these are not traits of beings. This is energy. So when you use too much masculine energy, you tend to burn out. You overwork. If you overwork your engine, you will burn out your engine, right? You work too hard, you will burn yourself out. That's an overdose of masculine energy. Okay, an overdose of feminine energy is daydreaming, with stagnation. Okay, not being able to. It's almost like you don't listen to your intuition. You don't do, because you don't do anything. You don't move. You don't use that inspired action, right? Inspired action. Feminine energy, inspired action is part of that. That's a great example of how masculine and feminine energy come together. The law of inspired action is intuition and action that's both. Okay, harmony. You can't take inspired action if you are fully in your masculine energy, and you're not getting anything done if you're fully in your feminine energy. Inspired action takes the right amount of flow of your feminine energy with the action of your masculine energy. It's a beautiful thing when you understand the harmony, right? They don't they complement each other. They go together, right? And oh man, okay, I'll get into that, y'all, because it's so much that you can apply these things to. Um, Shout out to Pro Noise Starcy podcast. I'm going to talk about my girl real quick. So she is really bringing forth the lessons of the mother, all right? This energy of the mother, the energy of the feminine energy. And that is something that is needed in society now. I feel that the energy of the feminine energy is needed in our society now. We have a very masculine dominated energy, and our society is seeing the burnout, the overwork, the rigid thinking. The rigid thinking is this extreme polarities, right? We're working against the law because there's no room on the inside for the flow for the feminine energy. All right. So we need some of that feminine energy to create a flow so that our thinking is not so rigid, so that we can start to show compassion and things of that sort, and understanding. All right. Loosen up the polarity. Get the vibe of flowing. That's all I'm saying. But that is I think that's key, and that's something important to keep in mind because we're talking about energies and we're talking about the power of utilizing these energies in a flow with one another. Harmony, okay? Harmony is key. I love harmony. Harmony is wonderful. All right, so let's see. Um, right. So balance it creates balance, okay? Wholesome creativity, peace, alignment, and manifestation power. Okay, that's what working with this law, understanding this law creates. Understanding masculine and feminine energies, because that's what we're talking about here. Not roles. We're not talking about titles. We're not talking about boxes. We're not talking about roles. We're not talking about the natural. We're not talking about man-made boxes. We're talking about energy that flows through all creation. Natural law. That's the law we're talking about. Universal law. That is what we're talking about. This law, understanding this law creates a wholeness, a peace, and alignment. All right. So let's get with it. I need you to understand that. And again, doing the work, there is a flow in doing there's a harmony in doing the work and keeping the faith. And it is your authentic self. Okay. That is by me. I am the girl, smoking your girl. All right. So let's see how we can actually use this in our daily practice because we want this to be practical. I want us to be able to see how we can use this and reframe because this might be a new concept for people to understand. We're talking about masculine and feminine energy. This may be a new concept for people to understand because we may be used to speaking about these things in a natural sense. So we are reframing, right? New ways of thinking. We're coming up with new ways of thinking. So now we can come up with a new way of being in how we use this law. So here we go in our daily practices. Feminine energy, how you use the law, feminine energy, meditation, okay? That's stillness, that's tapping into intuition, that's resting. Come on. A good nap now. A good nap. We're just talking about rest. Okay? Journaling, connecting with friends, connecting with family, connecting with people, connecting with your homeboys. That's feminine energy. Now let's be clear now, okay? As long as y'all not, whatever you do. Anyway, not my problem. Anyway, connecting, connecting with people, that is feminine energy. And the masculine is planning, setting goals, taking initiative, setting up structure. There's something in that. There's something in that. So when you can plan, but allow room, right, for these activities like meditation, rest, journaling, you are creating a harmony. So that's why you should plan these things. You don't just plan your work. You plan your feminine. You plan how to use your feminine energy. That's your masculine and your feminine energy working in harmony. Because see, the thing is, if you don't plan, see, this is how I get it now. Hallelujah. If you don't plan, if you're not intentional, right, that in that masculine energy, if you're not intentional to plan out your rest and your meditation and your journaling, you may not get it done, but you're so enamored by it. That's you because that's the stagnation of the overdose of feminine energy. You wanted to be in that space. You just it's like you're thinking about it, but you don't do it. So yes, so we want to have some structure. We want to take initiative to be in our feminine energy. That is important. I like that. Okay. Let's see how else we can use the law in relationships. Okay. Healthy partnerships honor both energies without dominance. This is something I've been talking about. This is something I've been talking about recently. So, understanding of leadership in relationship is the ability to be a leader of yourself. That's how I feel. So if you can honor the feminine and masculine energy within yourself, when you get into a relationship where someone may possess more feminine or masculine energy, the ability to honor those energies without trying to dominate them or put them in boxes or judge them is a key to a healthy relationship. Now, I was saying earlier, so if someone comes into a relationship whole, right, understanding fully embodying their masculine and feminine energy, and you come into a relationship one-sided, lopsided, however that may be, right? You're gonna run into a problem with this person because you're there. It's too much. It's going to be an off balance of the energies. If you if you understand what I'm saying. So there's this. It's a unique understanding to be able to use this law in the wholeness of your being. Okay, to understand fully who you are. All right, and be okay with it without judgment because this is it's energy. It's energy. All right. All right. And let's see. And this law is about integration, right? Living as a whole being. It is accepting all parts of you, okay? To deny any part of your energy is to deny yourself. And if you are unable to reframe the masculine, feminine energy conversation or the masculine, feminine conversation, then you ultimately set yourself up for fragmented living. And so, integrating, understanding, embodying, appreciating the energy of masculine and feminine is key to harmony within and within society, okay? And within society. So, I love that for us. So look, we're about to get into a little musical therapy because I love me some musical therapy. For the musical therapy selection today, I do want to play. Let's see what we're going to do today. We're going to do some AJ McQueen. We got some AJ McQueen for you. Sit yourself down. I love this song. Okay. Sit yourself down. So enjoy this musical therapy selection. Get your notebooks because as soon as we come back from the musical therapy selection, we're going to get into the journal prompts. We're talking about the law of gender today. It's the 12th universal law, the law of gender. Okay. Putting these laws together, I'm so excited for you guys. It's been a very, 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 very Very, 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 very fun series, and I got so many things coming up after that, and I'm excited about. So, anyway, we're gonna take a minute. We're gonna sit ourselves down. We're gonna talk to God, and we're gonna come back, and then we're gonna talk to our journals. We're gonna use some of this feminine energy, okay, today. So, stay tuned.
I don't need solitude and silence. Before I choose violence, I meditate and pray.
Let's get it started from the beginning, though, because I would like to have the song start from the beginning. That's the part I would like. All right. Let's see. Let's see.
I heard the elder say,
set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
I heard the elder say, be still, be free, be real. Your life can change any minute, just let time reveal. I know they watching, waiting for me to fall off. The job saying I ain't got permission to call off. Well, I ain't going to work today, I'm working on me. People calling, I ain't talking phone, I'm D&D. She like, when am I gonna see you? When I'm done seeing me. It's easy for people to gaslight you if you out here living on E. It's time to fill up. You gotta deconstruct to reconstruct. It's time to build up. I took some hard blows, Lord knows it's time to heal up. No more looking down, nah, chest out, chin up. Life been moving so fast, before I crash, let me slow down and go on the fast. I'm passing on that old leaving that in the past. They ask, hey, where you been? I ain't seen you in the men. Yeah, I been on my dean, going deeper within, gotta evolve. Don't take it personal, you're more than welcome to get involved. If they ain't what you want, our connection, it might dissolve. What's in the way becomes the way. I went for a walk today, I heard the elders say,
set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
I heard the elders say,
set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
Mosaic. I heard the elders say,
peace, be still my people. Let yourself feel, that's how you heal my people. Pollution in the food, they trying to kill my people. Health is real, wealth is how you build my people. Let's keep it real, my people. It's getting really scary. No more gang banging. We need a military, black missionary. I'm a visionary. I see my people rising. Every time I sit in silence.
Set yourself down and talk to God.
Heavenly Father,
tell him what's on your mind.
I pray for my generation.
Set yourself down and talk to God.
I pray for my people.
Tell him what's on your mind.
I pray my people rise.
Set yourself down and talk to God.
I pray we free our minds.
Tell him what's on your mind.
I pray we find peace inside.
Set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
No lie, this morning woke up kinda heavy. Thoughts flooded my brain, almost broke a levee. Let me get steady, let me center myself. Before I do for anybody else, let me consider myself. Check my mental health, self. How's your heart? How you feeling today? What's your capacity for humans? What's your ceiling today? Before you think about them bills, what you building today? Find your flow, don't let them stones they throw get in your way. Weights on my shoulders, let me go to the gym. Maybe dig in a good book. Let me find me some gems. Let me replant myself, yeah. Let me water my stem. You lay my root chakra. I know that it's been running on E. I've been fuming. Know the vibes golly. Seem like they forgetting that I'm human. Assuming that I don't need solitude and silence. Before I choose violence, I meditate and pray. I went for a walk. I heard the elders say,
Set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
I heard the elders say,
Set yourself down and talk to God. Tell him what's on your mind.
I heard the elders say, be still, be free, be real. Your life can change any minute, just let time reveal. I know they watching, waiting for me to fall off. The job saying I ain't got permission to call off. Well, I ain't going to work today, I'm working on
Yes, sit yourself down. Talk to God. That's Sit Yourself Down by AJ Queen. That is the musical therapy session, musical selection for today. And I let that loop because it didn't play right, and I wanted to start it off because the first part, that first verse, he says a lot in that first verse. Okay, he says a whole lot in that first verse about filling his own cup and finding what his capacity is for the day before you do anything else. Check yourself, check your mental health, and do whatever it is you have to do to fill your cup. You know, so I wanted to just make sure I played that because it didn't come out right. But we're gonna go with the flow. We're just gonna let it be what it is because that's what we do. Okay. So musical therapy selection. I love that. I love that for us. I absolutely love that track. Oh, let me find my thing. Hold on. All right, so we are talking about these universal laws. And today we had our last law. We are talking about the law of gender. The law of gender, right? Which says that everything has masculine and feminine energy. All things in creation have masculine and feminine energy, okay? And we were just talking about how we use that and how this law is really about integration. How do you integrate everything that you have learned? How do we integrate the 12 laws into our being, into our whole being? Because when we do that, when we can do that, then we're really tapping into some really good stuff, okay? So tapping into your masculine and feminine energy, integrating it into your whole being, and looking at some of these laws. Because as I already stated, how do you see these laws showing up? So we talked about the law of oneness, the law of vibration, the law of polarity, and the law of rhythm really coming together, mix them all together, and what do you get? Law of gender. Ding dong, hot dog. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it. Okay. Anyway, get your journals, get your notebooks. We are doing our journal prompts. Okay? We are doing our journal prompts. So, the first question is, in what areas of my life am I leaning too heavily on my masculine energy? What am I doing, controlling, acting? Okay? Action. Okay? And I say acting, and that's probably what I meant to say, because usually if you're in your masculine energy without a healthy knowledge, it's acting. That's how you get to the burnout. You know what I'm saying? You're doing too much. That's where you get that doing too much. Doing too much is actually masculine energy, okay? So they say women be doing too much. No, actually doing too much is masculine energy. I don't know who needs to hear that. Okay, doing too much is masculine energy. All right, that's the first question. Where in your life are you leaning too hard on your masculine energy? Where are you leaning too much into the doing? Okay, all right, into the control. Okay, and then we're gonna flip that, because if we're gonna look at one side, we gotta look at the other. Look at both sides of the pole. Okay, what areas Am I leaning too heavily on my feminine energy? Where am I wait? How am I waiting? Okay. Am I waiting, just waiting, twiddling with no action? Okay. Am I just dreaming and flowing without direction? Do I know where I'm going? Am I in la la land? Okay. Okay. So where are you in this balance? Where are you? What does it look like for you? If you had to draw yourself and color code yourself, masculine, feminine energy, what would that look like? Would you be leaning more into your feminine energy or more to your masculine energy, or do you have a good sense of balance for that? Look at that and assess it. It's important. All right. What does balance between my masculine and feminine energies look like for me? There you go. Because again, this is not cookie cutter. We didn't say 50-50. We didn't say you got to have half masculine, half feminine energy. We just expressed what they are. We just informed you of what they are. Now you, in your authenticity, in your journey of self-discovery, must now decide on your own what that looks like for you. Okay, what does masculine, a balance of masculine and feminine energy look like in your life? Okay, and how can I invite more harmony between doing and being in my daily life? How can I invite more harmony in between doing and being in my daily life? All right. Introducing podcasts, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. Okay. We're introducing new ways of being instead of doing. And look at your life. So if you're being great but you're not doing it, let's get it. Let's do some things. Let's look and examine our feminine. Let's look at our balance. All right. Okay. So that is it. So listen. We have come to the end of the 12 weeks of the Universal Law series. All right. And these laws are not just lessons, but they are a lifestyle. They are a framework for living in the flow with the universe. Okay. Family, we have taken this journey through the universal laws from oneness to everything being connected to the vibration that says everything is always moving, the law of cause and effect that shows us that there's power in our choices. Okay, there's power in our choice. And each law has helped us it has become a stepping stone in a path of our journey of aligning with the truth of who we are, okay, on your journey to authenticity. All right. And I'm super excited that you have this information now. So, and if you have my book, and if you read my book, one of the things that I say, you guys now are equipped. You can no longer say, I don't know. So that's a great thing. You are one step ahead of the people who did not watch the show. You know. Now that you know, you must now do and be these things, okay? Tonight, the law of gender, we brought together balance and harmony. We're making all the laws dance together in a perfect harmony and a path that speaks true to who you are, okay? It empowers you to know that you have decisions. It empowers you to know that at any given moment, you can shift your life. You have control, okay? Because you are working with the law, okay? You are in flow with the law instead of trying to control the law. Masculine, feminine energy. Where are you leaning too hard? Are you trying to control situations? Are you trying to control a universal law? Like, okay, I don't know where they do that at. I don't know. Okay. This law reminds us that wholeness doesn't come from choosing one energy over the other, but from embracing both and knowing that when you lean into one another, you create a beautiful harmony. All right. Beautiful harmony. And if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this entire series, guys, is that the universe is not against you. It is working with you. Okay? Pronoia. Shout out to Pronoia Starseed Podcast. Means that the universe is working for you. And so when you understand these universal laws, you can really understand and you can be in alignment and flow with that universe that's working for you. Isn't that is a hallelujah? That, that's a hallelujah for me. I don't know. That's a hallelujah for me. If I know that the universe is working in my favor. And now I understand the inner workings of how I can be in alignment with it as it works for me. Man, that now is like the understanding of, that's like a harmony of the logic, the masculine having the understanding of the laws, right? And then the feminine just knowing and being in flow with the universe because I know it's working in my favor. You can be in your soft girl era. All of us, all you got, the guys too, you could be in your soft girl era knowing that the universe is working in your favor. I'm just saying. Okay. All right. These laws are not restrictions. They are invitations to live and be more intentional, be more authentic, and be more powerful. You are empowered now. And so I want you to walk in that. So I want to leave you with a question as we move forward. All right. And this is in addition to the journal prompts. This is the overall question that I want to leave you with, and it's how will you live these laws, not just as knowledge, but as practice? How will you not just take this information as knowledge, but apply it in practice? Journal, use the practical applications in your life. Because when you align with universal truth, you will thrive. You will blossom. You will not know where or how your cup overfloweth. Okay? Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. This is not the end. Introducing podcast. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. But we are finished our 12 Universal Law series. Again, this is a time to use these to get in flow with your authentic self, to get in flow with the universe, and work together to be an active agent in your life. Okay? So step up. Until next time, I'm your girl, Smart Video Girl. Remember, we are always making visions visible. I absolutely love you guys. Ooh, Mona Lisa. Hey y'all. Look, I didn't even see the comments. So thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you. Cortland said, what did you say? Using journaling to hold yourself accountable to follow through in action. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Mona Lisa, thank you for stopping by, being here. Appreciate you being here and taking this journey with me, y'all. The universal laws are key. Again, I'm going to put them up there for you, including tonight's law. But we have the 12 universal laws. Where did it go? Oh, that's the wrong one. My bad. There you go. Law of oneness says everything. We are all connected. There's a connection. Law of vibration. Everything moves. Everything in creation has vibration, has an energy. Okay? Some of those energies are masculine, some of those energies are feminine. Okay? All right. But it's all. Law of correspondence, as within, so without. Okay? Your outer world is a reflection of what is happening in your inner world and vice versa. The law of attraction says what you be is what you get. That's how I put it. What you be is what you get. Your vibration is what you attract. Your vibration, and again, everything is a vibration. So your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, that is what you attract. Those things, you get that back. It's almost like the law of compensation, okay? Which goes a little deeper. But the law of inspired action. Law of inspired action is that nudge, your intuition, following your intuition. when you get those nudges, when you tap into your feminine energy and you tap into your intuition, you get that inspired action, then the masculine energy gets up and does the action that is needed. It won't overexert itself because it is only doing what intuition has given it. Okay? The law of perpetual transmutation of energy, you can always shift your energy, and you're constantly shifting energy. You can always shift your energy. You can always determine if you're doing too much or if you are if you are stagnant. You can shift that energy. You can step into more of your masculine energy. You can step more into your feminine energy when you need to. You can transmute that energy as well. That's a change within yourself to know what it is that when you have to move and do something different. The law of cause and effect. You are the cause, not the effect. You create the effect. Okay? So understand the root of something. Don't, there's a lot of times we come from we look at the cause of the effect, not understanding that we are the cause, not the effect. Okay? You are the cause. You are the ripple. You create the ripple in your life. It begins with you. You are the cause. Understand that. That's important to know about that particular law, the law of compensation. Basically, what you plant, let them seeds grow. And where you plant, you will reap the harvest. Okay? Law of compensation, the law of relativity is that really nothing has meaning until you give it meaning, right? We don't know hot unless we know cold, right? So that's the beauty of experience in life. We give things meaning, all right? So you have the ability to transmute energy. You have the ability to transmute your experiences and relative to the things that you may want to enjoy. Transmutation of energy relative to how you interpret it, okay? And also too, it's like, okay, well, you say you're in a bad position, but relative to who and relative to what? You give it meaning, okay? It's bad according to who? All right, the law of polarity, which states that there is an opposite, equal and opposite thing, energy for everything. All right, and that's that masculine, feminine energy. They're different poles of our beings. Within us, we have that energy. All right, and then that is in with everything in all of creation. There is some type of polarity, difference, dichotomy. There's yes, there's the differences. Okay, hot, cold, wrong, up, down, left, right. All right, kinky, straight, all of that. And then the law of rhythm that says everything happens in cycles. There's a rhythm to everything. Okay, when we put these all together, when we really apply them to life, if we use this as a base model, we can learn love, we can learn compassion, we can learn discipline, we can learn discernment, we can learn commitment, okay? We can learn accountability, right? Cause and effect. We can learn a lot of personal growth principles from understanding and applying these universal laws to our lives. So I thank you all. Congratulations to you all. If you missed any of them, make sure you go back and check them all out. All right. I do mention them in my book. So if you if you have had a chance to pick up the book, thank you so much. If you have not, please go ahead and get it. Lisa, yours is on the way. It's in the mail. So you should be getting that soon. And I look forward to everybody your feedback and then enjoying that. So look, that's it for tonight, y'all. We out. We out. I hope you enjoyed it. I have enjoyed this series. It has been reinforcement for me. Okay. And so I hope that you as well have gained some type of insight that is empowering to you on your self journey, okay, your self-discovery journey. All right, I'm Smart Video Girl. This is introducing new ways of thinking, new ways of being. I love you, and I'm out.